Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. Well, sharing my passion and something that I believe, if you stay with me for the next 20 minutes, could take you to the next level of your career as an executive. But more than that, just going outside of ourselves, make a difference for the planet. Here, I'm going to talk about things in the slides that I'm going to share with you right now that is about sustainability. It's about resilience, and it's about how you become a business that creates sustainable advantages. And that's everything we're going to share with you right now. As a matter of an introduction from myself as well, just got a big CV, but I work for SAP. And SAP as a company, it does one thing that I admire the most, which is caring about how you run your business, but also how we improve people's lives. And in this presentation, what I'm going to do is to make sure you understand from success stories, organizations like yours and executives like you, how they are doing to respond to crisis and how they are doing to prepare for the future. Let's start sharing the slide now. Wonderful. So here we are in 2020, and what I do for a living is actually bring intelligence to organizations. And we do that by helping them to connect operational data with experience data. For many years, we've been working with executives to run digital transformation that at its core brings together experience, intelligence, and operations. And more recently, we have noticed that through crisis, everybody is looking for resilience in their business in order to survive, in order to thrive across those situations. But at the same time, organizations, they need to ensure profitability. But there is one area that is taking most of the agenda of the CEOs and the executives that we've been talking to, which is sustainability. We don't have any more 50 years to work for the planet. It's a decade of change. We have to take actions today. And that's pretty much what I'm going to share with you, how we adopt actions to make sure your business is resilient, sustainable, and profitable at the same time. Well, what I do has been interrupted, like I believe many of you. We have asked to stay home and work in an environment that was uncertain. We didn't know what to do. Imagine as a business, how a business would react to that. We learned a lot through that process. And right now, what's happening is we are start coming back slowly in different regions, going back. And as we go back, we realize that there is a completely different environment out there. And according to data, in 8 weeks, we leaped 5 years in consumer and business digital adoption. This is a massive transformation in a very short period of time, and just the beginning of what actually we are able to do. And my intention here is to share with you what is the foundation to make a transformation of that magnitude to happen. And the key strategy to make it happen is the intelligent enterprise. Having the building blocks of your technology, of your operations, and of your business processes for you to be able to react quickly to any situation in front of you. And to make it easy in our conversation today, I'm going to talk about how you can be connected in front of those crises, but also how you can create resiliency by responding to disruption in supply chain and with the new way of doing business. And at the end, we're going to speak about purpose, because if there is one period of time that brought us to reflect about the true meaning of doing business, is right now, and that takes purpose for us to mean making an impact for the future. And let's start from connected. One thing here that matters the most for every customer of SAP worldwide was speed. Your ability to bring your business from a environment that you are comfortable with to an environment that is fully digital and online. We have seen many cases, but one case that I believe we all be related to, or perhaps most of us, is about pizza. Do you like pizza? If you like pizza, just say yes to anybody that is besides you, or just say yes so your energy will go up. Here we have a case from Casey's in the United States. They deliver pizza, and through this process, they really had to adapt quickly in order to make that pizza delivery something that was a great experience for their customers. You know, they would actually move fast to stay relevant. You know, people traveled less during the pandemic. So, more people would eat at home, and the sales of those delivery of pizzas skyrocketed. And one of the things they did in order to keep up with the demand and make sure that they took the most of that is to create an easy to shop experience that took their business to the next level by focusing on that one thing. So a delivery of pizza that is easy to shop. And it doesn't stop there. We have the case of Breaks. Breaks is a B2B food delivery service and the leading supplier of the food industry sector in the UK. In the light of COVID-19, Breaks decided to directly sell products to consumers using a new B2C channel. And that's not the most interesting part. They have done that shift from a B2B to a B2C in just 7 days. How do you explain that? How you make sure your business is ready to make that leap from a B2B to B2C in only 7 days? And the agility of the systems in their backbone was the foundation for making that leap, right? Are you with me? Let's pick an example now that is not as online and digital in the sense of a online shopping. Look at Valora. Valora is revolutionizing shopping experience. And the way they do it is pretty much taking their offering of grocery and retail and bringing that to a cashless environment. So basically, they have this shop that they can install across different locations in airports, in train stations, and they take the customer journey, and you can experience purchase of products without having any interaction with people whatsoever. You go through the store and it's a grab and go experience, only using your mobile. Payment is taken care. The experience of grabbing and going is taken care, and it's safe. And through that, they manage not only to innovate, but also to reduce costs and be part of this new economy that we all require right now. So this is examples of how some organizations connected in order to be ready for the future. Let's now move on and go to the next stop, which is how you become resilient, how you respond to a new demand that's coming towards us. And as you can imagine, the more we digitize the business, the more data we have to handle. And that data is exactly what we are talking about as the new ground for growth. Well, I'm sharing with you right now a picture of a cow and a tomato. What do they have in common? You see those sensors? Those sensors is what is a game changer for the agribusiness at this point in time, because I can know the health of my animal. I can know the situation of my crop in order to do the harvesting at the right time, at the right moment. So the sensor technology is also helping us to understand and how to connect everything we do, our products and also our operations. And that data is a huge value because through the data, we can apply techniques like machine learning, which means that we can learn from the data. Well, I have a daughter of 2 years old, and she is my best example of machine learning. She listens to things, she sees things, and every time she's having those interactions, she comes back with a new skill that I never imagined she had. So in her DNA, in our DNA as humans, we keep learning. And that's exactly what machines are doing with the data that we are generating. So we can train models that we can use in order to bring applications intelligence. And that intelligence feeds back with more data that help us to learn more and grow more the business. And people are not doing it just because it's cool and it's interesting technology. There is actually an economic impact behind machine learning. Here, a study from Forrester that demonstrates that the total impact of benefits of using machine learning can be nearly $50 million. And if you break it down, we're talking about benefits like process efficiency from invoice and expense automation, or increasing employee efficiency from reporting automation. And it's not only about the cost that you're saving, it's also about the time to insights that is reduced. We identified 104 days, and the reporting time that goes down 70,000 hours. So using data with machine learning capabilities is a game changer. And now, organizations that are leveraging those capabilities, they started connecting everything, their assets, their facilities. And by connecting everything, they start tapping use cases like predicting the maintenance of their equipment. Imagine, if you are able to predict the maintenance, you can reduce the downtime of your assets. If you're able to do that, not only that you reduce costs, but also your operation becomes more smooth. So connecting assets and making them more predictive, this is the way to go. Now, in order for you to respond, it's not only about using the data, but also looking at the supply chain and how everything is connected or interconnected. Here you have an example of this hospital that is using a network from SAP. And they were building a hospital and they were not able to find enough beds for that hospital because their supply chain was completely broken. But this hospital, by using the Ariba Discovery platform, they managed to find 500 hospital beds in only 30 minutes. So by just going beyond the existing suppliers and having to tap plenty of suppliers within the network, they expanded the reach and they solved the business problem in a way that never happened before. This is the power of SAP Ariba Discovery. And what we see more and more is the shift from a linear supply chain to a supply chain that is more circular, a supply chain that takes into consideration all the complexities that we have in the current world, all the demand that is shifting quite quickly, and you have to adapt your entire supply chain to attend that. And that takes a network for you to operate in order to achieve those results. And here we have the power of the integrated business planning capability that gives you the ability to sense the expectations and the signals in demand from the past, the present, and predictions of what will customers need or demand from your consumers. And that gives you the power of a single view that identifies bottlenecks and risks of potential change that will have an impact to your business. Integrated business planning gives you this capability. And the decision-making process is what is changing by having that data analyzed and available at your fingertips. We're talking about artificial intelligence helping you to check what is the information, talk to your devices, and get that information back to you in a conversation mode. We are applying that to customer service through the chatbots. You might have heard of chatbots. And in this current pandemic, trust me, a lot of people reached out to their brands, to their suppliers to get to know more. In this case here, we have Grupo Mutual in France. They are talking about 400 agents that were replaced by one bot that can understand what people are trying to discuss with them and give an action to that. Or even when you receive an email that is analyzed, and I understand through machine learning technology to artificial intelligence, what is that email about? And then you can direct to the right team to get the right resolution. That is the level of agility when everybody is online and doing business in a different way. We also see that phenomenon for the legal department. We've seen that a lot of the regulations have been changing quite quickly. And through these kind of capabilities, we can have machine learning linking through contracts and through the changes of regulations and bringing them together, making recommendations of what contract needs to change and what contract is not compliant. So now your law department will have the power of machine learning and artificial intelligence to deliver a better service to your customers and suppliers. And I know it's overwhelming, but the technology is becoming so much automated across our business processes that now the bots that do that automation is connecting to different bots. This is the intelligent robotic process automation that you now can use in order to use systems without a human intervention. And this is a great example. I want to purchase a new laptop. I just send a picture of that laptop, and immediately the bot can go to your procurement system, pull that information from the procurement system, and through a chatbot conversation, you can get that action done real time without having human intervention. Intelligent robotic process automation is the next level. And why we do all of this? Because there is a need for new business models. There is a need for reinventing models. And that's an example from Endeavor, which is a vertical farming in Kuwait that is revolutionizing food production by using the power of all the technologies we discussed right now and bringing that to a great purpose, which is how you can serve customers. So this is all great, being connected, respond, and creating resilience. But what we really want to be competitive for the future is a sustainable advantage. And that sustainable advantage comes from purpose. What do I mean by that? We spoke about the intelligent enterprise, which is the foundation for you to react and be connected at the same time. But behind that intelligent enterprise strategy, we have sustainability at the core. And sustainability is all about the energy management, the climate and your emissions, and the employee safety and the circular economy, and also the waste and recycling. And what happens is now the CEOs are having that on top of their agenda. Earth is calling, and we need to do something about that. So CEOs are discussing that because of pressures from regulatory fronts, but also a social requirement that you don't have your license to operate if you don't comply with sustainability measures. We see brands like Ferrero, that is the world's largest producers of food. And now in order for them to do trade and to attend to their consumer needs, they have to demonstrate how proactive they are in making sure they comply with sustainability measures. And not only that, we see consumers also being more careful about what they have at the source. Here is a great case of the provenance of fish. As you eat fish, you are using blockchain technology that helps you to scan and know from the origination of a product all the way to your table if that product is really coming from sustainable practices. And as consumers, we are pushing that. And as you can imagine, an organization that is attending consumers, they need to step up in order to be part of this new economy that takes sustainability seriously. And that's one of the reasons why I want firsthand to bring to all of you here in the Future Tech event, the introduction of SAP Cares, which is an initiative that helps you to fight for our planet, to safeguard your company's future, because we believe that the time to take action is right now. So if you are interested on how to take action, I'm more than happy to be having that discussion with you. And that doesn't only take a concept, it also takes product. How we embed the carbon footprint analysis across our business processes. This is what we have done with the Carbon 21, the Climate 21 platform that helps you to measure the carbon footprint emissions in your business. So in a nutshell, we talk about a decade of change. It's about integrating sustainability to every business process, your products and your practices, in order to make sure your future outcomes, your financial performance is embedded with the care for the planet. So if I have one thing to tell you, instead of looking for a plan B, like people are saying we need to go to Mars because we need a plan B for our planet, I tell you, it's time now for us to make a difference right here and right now. And with that, I thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have questions and stay in touch going forward.